Hello and welcome to day 7 of our course considering transnational approaches. Just a few things to say quickly. First, please remember to make sure that you have commented on other people's journals and blogs. This is, I think, an essential part of the course because it builds community and you can see what other people are thinking and get their feedback. And if you're not leaving responses for other people, they're going to be less inclined to leave responses for you, and it does help to sort of group think some things at certain times. Yeah, and it is part of your grade as well, so make sure you do that. So some of the grades last time were a little late. For some reason my Blackboard froze up and I wasn't able to get on until this morning, but I've caught up now. So I apologise to those people that are affected. I think that was Ashley and Paolo. Just a few other things. I will be travelling on Thursday, the 21st of July. I'm going down to Oxford to give a paper. I don't think this is going to impact the course in any way, but if you're trying to get in touch with me that day and I'm a little late getting back to you, that might be why. And then again on Tuesday the 26th, the following Tuesday, I'm going to be returning to the US, so I will be sort of in the air for 7 hours and things, so you might have a little bit of difficulty getting in touch with me then, and your grades for Monday's work might be a little late, but I will certainly get them in by Wednesday. Okay, so moving on to some of the work that you've been doing recently. We've had some very interesting ideas that have come up in the last few exercises and classes. Dean's had some good ideas on using iconoclasm as a theme or storytelling. Paolo has talked quite a lot about using the Philippines as a base and looking at using it as a lens to look at world history. Ashley's had some good ideas about using Orientalism as a theme, and then in another post about music and musicology as a theme to sort of try to jump off from. Matthew's talked about political history and geographical history, which are traditionally being interpreted in a national sort of historical way, but looking at those things in a more world historical way, as well as the important idea of developing historical empathy. And Richard, on the other hand, has talked about looking at things both transregionally, sort of on a big scale, and then also on a small scale, and looking at the little people, history from the bottom, and what makes that work as a theme for historical trend. So today, after looking briefly at international approaches, we're going to look on transnational approaches, and I've got just two articles for you to read and then a chunk of Manning. So the two articles, one is an online article, and Thomas Munkall is an old student at St. John's, and I think he's also got an article in the Roop book as well. I saw this. He did a presentation at our World History Conference last year on his work on Oaxaca, Mexico. And this is one way of looking at the transnational, which is taking a place and then looking at the transnational influences that have washed over it and left their traces. And this is very interesting. This is something that I suggested, maybe an approach to look at the Philippines to Paolo. And the Craig Lockhart article takes the other approach. I think if you're going to have two approaches to transnational work, which looks at the seas and how these connect places that are not even necessarily contiguous on land, and create big transnational regions. Okay, and then I've added a further chunk of Manning to look at other research. Again, browse through that, take what you can that you find interesting from it. So my exercise for today is to look at transnational research. You can do the same thing as we did for the first day of looking at international, interdisciplinary work, and find two articles that you like and use those to look at transnational approaches. But you also, some of you might have ideas from your own research or from other research material that would help. And the goal of the exercise today is to write other lesson plans. Eventually these lesson plans, or a version of them, will probably end up in your teaching portfolio. So we're just working towards building that slowly so you don't get hit with a big slog of putting the whole thing together at once. And the most important thing to do today is to start to reflect a little bit more on how the themes that you've chosen for your syllabus, for your syllabi, for 2 syllabi, remember, can be discussed chronologically and transnationally, and just talk about it a bit more, reflect more on that, expand on that. And you can, of course, in a separate post or in the same post, talk more about the what you found useful from the transnational articles as well. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you today. I hope you're enjoying the course.